Hello, everybody. This is Catholic Dad, episode number 228. If your dad's angry, listen up. So I'm the son of an NYPD ghetto police officer, a man that's probably beaten up more people than most people in their entire lives, and he shot some people. He's been shot at numerous times. He's been held hostage, and he even had a bounty on his head from the mafioso. So he's a tough dude, right? And I saw him angry very few times when I was growing up. Very, very few times. He just didn't need to be. But when he spoke, you better have listened up. And I remember one time, out of the middle of nowhere, he just got mad, and like mad to the point of he grabbed me by the neck and like picked me off a chair, and squeezed a little bit and started questioning me. Under no certain circumstances was he going to accept anything less than the absolute truth, because the tightness on my neck was coming down, and he was looking to find out what was up. So what happened was I had some allergy tests at the doctor, and I had what they did was they took my arm and they put these scratches in my arm, and they put the antigen on the scratches, and then if it swelled up, then it made a little red dot, and if it made a little red dot, then it said that you were reactive to it, and you were actually allergenic to whatever they gave you. And that's how you determine if you have allergies. Well, my dad didn't know I had allergy tests. He essentially saw some red dots on my arms, running up and down my arms, and he saw track marks. He thought I was doing drugs. And I was, young, maybe a preteen even, 12, 13 years old or something like that. And he grabbed me and started squeezing on my neck. And I talked my way out of it rather rapidly, and eventually it was kind of funny that it was such a big misunderstanding. But when your dad gets mad, what is he getting mad about? And I was actually thinking about this because I thought it was kind of funny thinking back on it. Your dad wants to see potential in his children. He wants them to realize the utmost potential of their utmost capabilities. And therefore, the dad's going to jump on any little weakness, any kind of deviation from the course of normalcy, or anything that's going to limit their life progress and be detrimental to their soul. And so a lot of people think their dads overreact to them, but listen up, I'm telling you this for sure. Because my dad, the one time he overreacted, essentially he saw the difference between life and death. I think he saw me ending up in a gutter with needles hanging out of my arm, dying of HIV or something like that. And really it was, I just had a stuffy nose, and I couldn't deal with pollen very well. But all that being said is these are not just things of life and death. When dad speaks up, he's speaking on all sorts of moral issues, on all sorts of issues where you can actually make your life better. And one thing I did want to talk about, if your dads get angry at excess, and dads get angry at waste. They don't like them because they see potential in the future. And do a little experiment for me. Decide what you spend on coffee, or like some little thing that you like in your life. A cup of coffee, or, a latte, or maybe you like to eat out 3 times a week for lunch. Add that number up, put it in a compounded interest calculator, give it an 8% year-over-year return, which you can easily get if you broad-base diversified in a mutual fund, and see how much that's going to cost you over the course of your lifetime. And I will tell you, it will make you look at the world a little bit differently. It will drive you insane. Well, that's what dads do, by the way. Dads are constantly looking at the potential of their children, constantly looking at what they can become, and like what they do with their time and their labors. That's why when a kid's moping on a couch all day long, when it's bright and sunny out and beautiful, dad jumps on him and yells at him and tells him to get out of the house, because he's looking at the potential of the future, and he wants to see that kid flourish and shine. And laying on a couch is no good for anybody, not even the kid that's doing it, unless, of course, they put in a lot of hard labor and they were really tired and they needed a rest. So dads look at the potential of their children. And if a dad gets angry at you, he's not getting angry at you because he's kind of cranky and persnickety. He's angry at you because he sees you limiting your potential and what you could possibly become. And so dads see potential. We're very good at it. So if your dad gets angry at you, you listen to him and you question him to try to figure out what he wants you to do. And when you figure out what he wants you to do, you do it because it's probably correct. Your dad actually wants to see you become a flourishing, wonderful individual. This is true for all kids and almost all dads. There are some stupid dads out there, but very few. Dads love their kids almost ubiquitously. And if they're giving you bad advice, well, then write it on Catholic Dad, and I'll tell you what I think. But I'll tell you what, dads see potential, and if they see a limitation, their children's potential, it's going to make them angry. So listen to them and see how they can guide your course. And so this is Catholic Dad making you think about it. Please like or subscribe. And get the Mass, pray the daily rosary, and live a sacramental life. God bless.